Where would you say Gujarat Titans had the bigger edge today? Was it in the batting through Shubman Gill or the bowling through Lockie Ferguson?
Oh, look, that's a really good question. I think both of those guys have had outstanding games. Shubman played extremely well, hit the ball right in the middle of the bat from the word go. But saying that, I mean, at the end of their batting innings, 170, low 170s on that wicket on this ground, we thought was a very, very chaseable total. Unfortunately for us, for the second game in succession, we've lost 3 wickets in the power play and been behind the 8 ball early. And I thought, the way Hardik used Lockie was quite smart tonight. He used him as a strike bowler. It didn't really surprise me with the way that he bowled. We talked about how he'd run in and hit the wicket and use his short ball. He did that really well and picked up 4 wickets doing it. So, I think there are just a few too many quite soft dismissals from our batsmen tonight, and we weren't good enough to get the job done.
Coach, we are given to understand Mitch Marsh has joined, has arrived in Bombay. So can we have some sort of an update about by when can he actually be available and about his fitness as such?
Yeah, I think David Warner's arrived in Mumbai as well. He left early yesterday morning, I believe, so he should be there when we get back to Mumbai tonight. Mitchell Marsh has been in Mumbai for a few days, obviously getting his quarantine done. I think he might be out of quarantine tomorrow, actually. We're hoping for him that he's going to be available for the game on the 10th. That he picked up that slight hip flexor strain in Pakistan. So we need to get a lot of treatment work into him and obviously a few good training sessions into him before he's available for selection. But fingers crossed, Davey should be right for the next game and then Mitchell Marsh the game after.
Hi Ricky, tough luck. Just want to ask that, we saw panic there. Everything was in hand, but still some run-out chances, situation not that bad. Still, losing the game from there where everything's looking settled for them. What was the reason behind that, if you can tell? And a fitness update on Nortje also.
Yeah, there probably was a little bit of panic. I mean, at no stage tonight did the run rate get out of hand, and that's what probably makes it a more disappointing loss than it probably looks on the scoreboard. We've gone down by 15 runs, but the run rate never really got above about 9.5. We had Rishabh in the middle of a really good innings. Rodman Powell had just gone out. If those two had been able to bat together for 2 or 3 more overs, I think we'd win the game, but we weren't good enough to do it. And, saying that, we did have the game in hand, but also if you're losing 3 wickets in a power play, it's really hard to win games from there. We know that. The stats say that. They've said that right through the history of T20 cricket. So that's certainly one area that we've got to get better at. Getting through that power play, none or 1 down would be a nice start to a run chase.
Update on Nortje?
So Nortje bowled 100% this morning in the warm-up. So I think he's got to get through another maybe 4 or 5 over spell at 100% capacity, and then I think if he gets clearance from Cricket South Africa, then he should be right to go. So we've got a few more days now before our next game, so hopefully he's available for selection for that one.
I wanted to ask about Prithvi Shaw. 2 matches hasn't really gone all that well for him. How is he shaping up because he hasn't been amongst the runs lately also?
Look, I thought he played beautifully in the first game. I think he got 38 off 24 balls in the first game and got us off to a good start in the power play. Didn't go on and capitalise in game 1 as we would have liked, but we were good enough because of the start we got off to in game 1. We were good enough to go ahead and win that game. Didn't come off today. I think that's the T20 game, isn't it? Especially when you're batting at the top of the order, you're going out there and you're trying to maximise the time that the fieldsmen are inside the circle. Unfortunately today that Ferguson comes into the attack and probably gets Prithvi out exactly the way that they would have talked about it and the way that they would have planned. So unfortunate for him, but and we'll have a good chat to Prithvi about that. He's been out twice now playing that pull shot, so we might have to do a little bit of work on that with him over the next few days.